I want to start off the program today talking about cholesterol and statin drugs. Yesterday, so-called expert guidelines, that's in quotes, expert guidelines from cardiologists at the Massachusetts General Hospital, published in today's issue of JAMA, suggested that wider use of statin drugs could save thousands of lives. Never mind that statin drugs, like all drugs, work by shutting down vital chemistry, by suppressing biochemical reactions in the body. Cholesterol drugs shut down the production of a wide range of important molecules, including youth hormones and fertility hormones and digestive secretions and heart-friendly nutrients, particularly vitamin D and coenzyme Q10, both of which use cholesterol as a building block raw material. Never mind all that. The wise expert from the Massachusetts General Hospital Department of Cardiology say we need more statin drugs, not less. Of course, these days we know that statin drugs have all kinds of negative effects on the body, including negative effects on how we handle blood sugar. Diabetes being an epidemic. 1 out of 3 Americans are diabetic or pre-diabetic. That's 100 million people. That's enormous. 100 million people have diabetes or blood sugar problems in the United States alone, and you can add a couple hundred more million people around the world. So what the heck is going on? It's certainly not a deficiency in medication. We got plenty of those. And not only do statin drugs increase the risks for diabetes, according to government scientists, but the need for statins in the first place involves blood sugar problems. That basically means that if you're truly interested in dropping your blood cholesterol levels, it's not a statin drug that you need. You want to start using blood sugar control strategies. And not only are diabetes and cholesterol inextricably linked, but so is high blood pressure and obesity, in addition to cancer and heart disease. A whole slew of health challenges are linked to diabetes and blood sugar problems. Even Alzheimer's disease is today referred to as type 3 diabetes, all of which is to say that dropping your blood sugar is the single most important strategy, or at least one of the most important strategies that you can ever use to lower your cholesterol, drop weight, improve mental and cognitive functioning, especially as you get older, lower your blood pressure, and reduce your risk for cancer and heart disease. So how do we lower our sugar? Well, we can take drugs. There's lots of those. But do you really want to do that? In addition to the cost of the drugs, you're going to have to deal with pharmacists and doctors, insurance companies, not to mention adverse reactions, side effects, and toxicity. And as soon as you stop taking your drugs, which are only working with your numbers, not your health, your sugar is once again going to be in the diabetic range. But diabetes is not a condemnation. It's a choice. Diabetes is a choice disease. It's based on the foods we eat. It's based on our digestion. It's based on the supplements we take. It's based on our nutritional status. And exercise can also play an important role in lowering sugar. According to a review of evidence published recently in the Annals of Internal Medicine, the Community Preventative Services Task Force concluded that exercise and diet are cost-effective ways to, quote, help restore blood sugar to normal levels and reduce a number of other diabetes and cardiovascular risk factors, including, get this, being overweight, having blood pressure, and cholesterol, unquote. Where have you heard that before? Right here on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program. Now, everyone listening probably knows what exercise is, but do we really know what exercise is? Exercise is to destabilize. Destabilize. Exercise comes from the word exarch. It's Latin for ex meaning not, arch meaning stable, not stable. It refers to shaking things up, somehow not allowing them to be still. Destability is the reason why exercise is important, and it's also the reason why we hate to exercise. We don't like to be unstable, but the body needs a little bit of instability. The body benefits by a little instability. The body benefits by controlled stress. That's what exercise is. It's controlled stress. And under conditions of controlled stress, the body grows, the body gets better, the body gets healthier, and blood sugar markers all improve. But more is not better when it comes to exercise. In fact, more can be counterproductive if we don't know what we're doing. To truly get the benefits of exercise, all you need is a couple of minutes a day. And when it comes to getting the benefits of exercise, it's the rest that follows the exercise that's as important as the exercise itself, because that's where the growth occurs. Stimulation, exercise, followed by rest is the key. And also, the more you exercise, the more important it is to nutriate correctly. And to leverage the exercise stimulation, the benefits that you get for exercise, it's key that you get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program. Now, all of this is to say is not to say that exercise is the end-all and be-all, and all you got to do for good health is exercise, especially when it comes to diabetes, but it is important. But so is nutrition, and so is supplementation. The B vitamins, for example, key players when it comes to stabilizing blood sugar. So is vitamin C, so are the minerals chromium and vanadium. Where do you get these nutrients? The Healthy Start Pack, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the Sweeties, and a whole slew of other longevity products that feature nutritional supplements, specifically nutritional supplements that help the body handle energy and help the body handle sugar. And by the way, all of this is extra important if you're working out and extra super duper important if you're drinking a lot of water, which will increase the amount of these nutrients that you excrete out of your body in your urine. We'll continue talking about health, nutrition, and prescription drugs and take your phone calls as well at the bottom of the hour. Our number today is 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552. That's 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552 toll free. We do have lines open for you. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program on the ZBS Radio Network. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away.
The antioxidants found in many fruits and vegetables are known to help support and promote good health. Research has also shown that dark chocolate, once known as the food of the gods, is rich in healthy nutrients. In fact, dark chocolate is higher in antioxidant content than any other food. Longevity has combined a proprietary blend of velvety rich dark chocolate with whole fruit pulp and whole fruit juice extracts from mangosteen, goji or wolfberry, acai berry, and cherry, along with vitamins and minerals, producing a smooth, rich, delectable concentrate called Cocogevity. It tastes so great, I sometimes drink it right out of the bottle or pour it over ice cream. Cocogevity is highly bioavailable, meaning your body will absorb and make use of all of these healthy nutrients. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Numerous studies have shown the link between the intake of antioxidants and disease prevention. Foods and supplements are measured in an ORAC scale. ORAC is an acronym for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. In other words, the ability to remove disease-causing free radicals from the human body. Longevity's Cell Shield RTQ has an ORAC value of 15,800 points per serving. Cell Shield RTQ contains resveratrol, known as an anti-aging compound, turmeric, known for promoting healthy digestion, brain function, immune system, and cellular longevity. Quercetin, a flavonoid, is known for promoting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy lung and cardiovascular function. Remove free radicals from your body with Cell Shield RTQ from Longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
If you're up several times every night to go to the bathroom, have frequent urination during the day, feel like you have to urinate but then have difficulty getting a stream going, have leaking, dribbling, or urgency to the point a restroom must always be nearby, you may have an enlarged prostate. According to the National Kidney Foundation, by age 60, more than half of all men have an enlarged prostate, or BPH. By age 85, that number is 90%. According to the American Urological Association. Ultimate ProstFX from Longevity has been developed for nutritional support of the prostate gland. ProstFX promotes prostate health and supports healthy prostate function. Stop sprinting to the restroom and avoid those embarrassing moments with ProstFX from Longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Through his research as a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that most health problems afflicting livestock can be prevented and even reversed. Many of these same health challenges also occur in humans. These too can be prevented and reversed. Doc's original formula, called the pig arthritis formula, alleviated all arthritis symptoms in animals. The same basic formula has been developed for humans, called the Pig Pack, which includes plant-derived minerals, a multiple vitamin complex, glucogel, and EFAs. Add to that Longevity's OsteoFX Plus, a proprietary blend of liquid calcium, magnesium, and glucosamine. Now you have the Pig Pack Plus, to make up the 90 essential nutrients Dr. Wallach has identified as necessary for sustained good health and longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
They call me Pharmacist Ben. I'll be sitting in for Doc today for the next 45 minutes or so with my good friend and colleague, Douglas Winfrey. Good to talk to you again, Doug.
Yeah, great to have you back on the show. Got a Fox News story here, headlined, Declining Male Fertility Rates Due to Excess Chemical Exposure, researchers say. European researchers argued at a recent conference that male fertility rates are declining because of too much exposure to chemicals, especially everyday plastics. According to Niels Jorgensen, the associate professor at Riggs Hospital in Copenhagen, and also with the European Society of Human Reproductive and Embryology Conference, say that only about 25% of men have good sperm, and that about 15% have very poor quality in terms of shape and concentration. They go on to say it attributed those rates in large part to phthalates and the chemicals found in cleaning products, car dashboards, and shower curtains. He's quoted as saying, it can be breathed in, consumed, or absorbed through the skin of pregnant women, inhibiting testosterone production in male fetuses, leading to sons with low sperm counts. And he also pointed to sunscreen chemicals as a culprit for low sperm counts among men, quoted as saying, many of these chemicals may not do much harm individually, but we're exposed to thousands of chemicals, and we should try to reduce what we're exposed to. And they go on to say, according to Richard Sharp, a male reproductive health researcher at the University of Edinburgh, says that couples are looking to conceive may even have more infertility issues if the male has low sperm count due to chemical exposure and his female partner has waited until she is 30 or 40 to try to conceive. So there you go. You've been talking about those chemicals in sunscreens for years.
They're feminizing. Yeah, they're feminizing. And I don't care what anybody says. You don't need them. You need maybe sunblock if you're going to burn, and that's zinc oxide. Have we talked about that lately, the distinction between sunblocks and sunscreens? It's really important. Most people don't recognize that there's two ways to protect yourself there's two topical ways to protect yourself from the sun. The internal ways, now that's the best way. We'll talk about that in a sec. But from a topical perspective, you can use zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, and those act as blocks or reflectors of the sun. Or you can use these toxic chemicals, and I do mean toxic. They're regulated as drugs, and if you were to drink them, you'd have a toxic effect. You'd suffer toxic effects. I know you're putting them on your skin, but still, they go by the name octylmethoxycinnamate and octocrylene and oxybenzone, and they're, in addition to being toxic, Doug, yes, they're feminizing. It's like, Alex Jones talks about there's a war on for your mind, right? Well, guess what? There's a war on for our sperm, too. There's a war on for our fertility. And not only, by the way, do sunscreens and phthalates and these plasticizing agents and what's the one, bisphenol A, you've talked about that one, and glyphosate for fertilizers. These all act as feminizing agents. Not only are these chemicals anti-sperm and anti-fertility, but you know what, Doug? Even stress itself is anti-sperm and anti-fertility and anti-egg.
I had never heard that before.
Yes, when the body is under stress, it's not going to make a baby because the body's not stupid. Human beings might be stupid, but the body's not stupid. The body is incredibly wise. It is plugged into the divine force, and it knows what it's doing, and under conditions of burden, under conditions of stress, it will not let us make a baby. This is really what's behind. Now, it's true, indirect, or the direct cause may be the chemistry, the chemicals that are in the environment, but in an indirect sense, these chemicals are a burden on the body. They cause the body to be stressed, and in addition to being inducing feminization, a lack of masculinity, a lack of fertility in men, the burden of these chemicals, the burden of the detox on the detoxification system, in addition to the burden of sugar and the burden of lack of oxygen from poor breathing techniques, in addition to the burden from digestive toxins that are coming in through the intestine into the blood, and of course, in addition to mental burdens and emotional burdens, largely burdens that we put on ourselves, and psychological burdens and spiritual burdens. Fear, for example, will shut down the body's ability to conceive a baby. All of this is to say we have control. How much money does it cost to think better thoughts? How many do you need a prescription not to put digestive toxins into the body? Now, I remember, I probably told this story before. I'll tell it again when we come back from our break, about a couple that couldn't make a baby, and they came into my pharmacy almost on a weekly basis for fertility drugs. I'll tell you about that when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey, sitting in for Doc today. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program on the ZBS Radio Network. 831-685-1080 is our priority number, or 888-379-2552 toll free. We'll be back right after this. Doug, have I ever told you that story about the couple that was coming into my pharmacy for fertility drugs every week? They came in every week and they would complain, oh, we can't make a baby, we want to make a baby, etc. Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
So this couple comes into the pharmacy. I was working in a little town in Colorado many years ago. And every week they would come in and just complaining about how hard it was to make a baby and how they couldn't. And I didn't know a lot about, I just graduated pharmacy school, and they would come in for their something called Clomid, which a lot of folks know about if they've been trying to make a baby. It's a fertility drug. And then one day, after seeing them every 10 days or so for months, I didn't see them. And then I didn't see him for a while. I didn't see him for 9 months. And then sure enough, I was walking in the aisles and I see the couple. I forgot their names. And they were walking down the aisle with a baby carriage with 5 babies in it. They had,
wow.
They had quintuplets. That's what you get when you want a baby that bad. You better watch out what you ask for. Anyway, that's what the drugs do. They whack out the body system. They freak the body out.
Isn't
the
that
body just goes haywire.
Isn't that somewhat common for when you do that fertility treatment to have multiple?
Yes, it's very common because you're whacking out the chemistry of the body. Now, twins are okay probably, but can you imagine having 5 babies? The point being,
God.
I know, the point being is drugs are not magic. And at the same time, sickness and illness and an inability for the body to function correctly is not a mystery. Drugs are not magic, and illness is not a mystery. All right? So we're encouraged to believe that these breakdowns in the body are mysterious and you need magic from the doctor or the witch doctor. That's how it used to be. We used to have a witch doctor, and he would give you magic. Now we have American Medical Association doctors, and they give us magic. We give us the pills. And this is why, Doug, you know this, is because we've said it a million times, and it makes sense. But most people don't realize, Doug, that drugs don't cure illness. You know what I'm saying?
There's not a drug that doesn't have side effects.
But they don't cure. Their job is not to cure. Or reverse.
And symptoms is all they really do.
Even worse, Doug. Yes, symptoms, that's what happens. But even worse, they're treating numbers, statistics. They're trying to get people back into the bell curve. You know what I'm saying? They're outliers. They're on the left side or the right side, on the extreme side of the curve. So you're said to be sick if your sugar is one way or the other way, or you're a TSH or whatever it is, your bone mineral density, whatever markers they want to use, and they're pushing you into the center of the curve. Nobody's saying they're reversing disease or curing disease. At best, they'll tell you they're reducing the likelihood or the risk. This is what the drugs do, and it would be one thing if that's all they did, but like you said, Doug, there's always side effects. There's always toxicity. There's always some kind of adverse reaction, whether you see it or not, because now your body has to process it. And how do you think your body processes it? Using nutrients, especially the B vitamins, especially minerals, essential fatty acids. These are all used up as the body has to process these prescription drugs. And if the problem was nutritional deficiency in the first place, which it very likely was, now you made it worse. Now you've compounded the issue. Now you're dealing with the adverse reactions and the side effects and the toxicity, and you're not getting better. What am I missing, Doug? Is there something have I not seen something? It just flat out doesn't make sense. Now, am I Pollyannish about the need for prescription drugs? No. There are times you need prescription drugs. pain pills, for example. You need pain pills. Antibiotics. There's a time for antibiotics. There's perhaps a time for chemotherapy. There's even a time for your standard prescription drugs in an emergency short-term basis. But you want to get off of them as soon as possible. If you're on a prescription drug, that should be your main goal, and we can help you. If you've got questions about prescription drugs, how to wean yourself off, what nutritional strategies you can use, or any health or nutrition questions, let us help you change your life today. 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552 are our numbers. I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Doc with Doug Winfrey. We'll be back with your phone calls right after this. From the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, structured exercise prevents sleep issues in older adults. Why? Well, it turns out when you have a little bit of exercise, a little bit of structured exercise, not just going out and doing stuff like crazy, but structured physical activity, you end up secreting relaxation hormones. That's what happens after the body is under exercise. Quick bursts of stress, if we're healthy, the relaxation response follows the stress response. If we're healthy, if we're taking care of ourselves. And also, we'll get your calls in a sec, but Doug, when we were off air, you mentioned this article that came out from, I think it's from Harvard, actually. I think this is important. FDA strengthens warning that NSAIDs increase heart attack and stroke risk. What were you saying? You raised a good point off air. Why don't you repeat that for the listeners?
Oh, just the fact that because they're over the counter, people have this misperception that they're safe, and they're not. I mean, they increase your risk of liver disease, as well as now we're finding out heart disease. So, I mean, it's just
plain old Motrin, and Tylenol for that matter too.
Yeah, any of those, ibuprofen.
But there are times, you want these things. We don't want to be Pollyannish about medication. There's times, but very few times. A fraction of the amount. There's 4 billion prescriptions served, and a fraction of those are the ones where that are important for an emergency kind of situation, pain, antibiotics, and such. Okay, 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552. Let's hit the phones. Who's first in line, Doug?
Let's head to Arizona, and Susan, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
What's up, Susan?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good.
I do have a few questions. I'm calling on behalf of myself and my daughter.
Can you speak up or take us off speaker? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
You're not. Can you hear me now?
You got to yell if you're going to use the speaker because I'm having a hard time.
Okay. Can you hear me now okay?
Not great, but go ahead. Go ahead, ask your question.
Okay. For myself, I have toenail fungus. I've got, I have been high blood sugar count in the morning at 119. I've got forgetfulness, memory issue. I'm 53 years old.
That's for you? That's for you?
That's for me.
Okay.
And I've got some joint issues.
That's good enough, ma'am. I can tell you exactly what's going on. But go ahead. Well, let me just answer your question first, okay? The body breaks down generically. Now, as individuals, we don't see this because it's just us, or even if we have family members, we may see it with a few people, but I've seen it thousands of times. The body breaks down the same way for all of us. And when you think about it, that's how it should be because we all have the same bodies. After you take our skin off, everything underneath looks exactly the same. You can't tell who's who or what's what, with the exception maybe of male, female, once you take the skin off. So underneath our biochemistry, how we break down, our physiology, it's all the same. The heart is plugged into the lungs, is plugged into the circulatory system, and the digestive system is all wired the same way. We're all the same. Toenail fungus means, no matter who has it, it means that the yeast are overgrowing. This is interesting about toenail fungus. You see these commercials to kill the fungus. Well, body is so amazing. It will remove poisons through the hair and the nails and the skin. Did you know this, ma'am? Poisons are excreted out of the body, gotten rid of through the nails, the hair, and the skin. You can do hair analysis. They can see what toxins you're eliminating. The nails are a perfect route of elimination for fungus when there's excess fungus. So toenail fungus is a sign there's excess fungus. Excess fungus is a sign that your fungus are winning the war in the eternal battle between good bacteria in your gut and fungus, which is occurring at all times. The fungus are overgrowing because the bacteria are being killed off. How are they being killed off? Through digestive strategy. So nail fungus, all fungal infections on the skin or otherwise, should be regarded as a digestive health issue. Well, then you got the other bodily breakdowns. You got your blood sugar is messed up, and you said something else. You said brain fog, and then you were going to say a few other things. And the point is that your body is breaking down following the digestive breakdown. So what you want to do is you want to work on the digestive system and make sure you get in high-dose nutritional supplements that are easy for your body to process. So hang tight. We'll tell you what those are when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, and we'll be back right after this. We are talking to Sue in Phoenix. Sue, are you there?
Yes.
You did say Phoenix, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the deal, Sue. The body breaks down generically, and how your body is breaking down is just a classic example. The digestive system gets whacked out, fungus overgrow, we don't handle our sugar as efficiently, we don't handle energy as efficiently. This puts a stress on the adrenal glands and the thyroid, and you're off to the disease races. Everything is subsequent. So what do? Well, first and foremost, you always focus on the mighty 90 essential nutrients. Everybody needs those. You get on the Healthy Start Pack. Then you start working on your digestive health. The Bioluminitely Essence is my favorite way to replace good bacteria. 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. The Fucoid Z capsules will help coat and soothe the digestive system, and of course the Ultimate Enzymes will act to help you process your foods. Use a little apple cider vinegar with your Ultimate Enzymes. You want to take those with all meals. If you want to throw one more thing in there, you might want to consider the Glucogel caps, which can help rebuild and strengthen the digestive tract lining. The point is you don't have these multiple problems, Sue. Do you see what I'm saying? You only have 1 or 2. Basically 1, digestion, and then the blood sugar. Do you follow me? This is such good news. It means that you can reverse this thing simply and quickly, by the way. Once you start correcting the digestive symptomology and the blood sugar, you're going to notice dramatic results. And, of course, the Healthy Start Pack as well. All right, going to move on. Thank you so much for your call, Sue. Hope we helped you out. Who's next on the line, Doug?
Let's head to Ohio. And Craig, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Craig.
Hi, Ben. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
So I've had I'm a 65-year-old man. I've had some health problems, and I've had great results taking the longevity products, but I have something that kind of persists and doesn't respond. I have something called Peyronie's disease, if I'm saying that right.
I know about Peyronie's disease. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Tissue? Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Peyronie's disease is when the penis goes up. It bends and when you get an erection. So it obviously could be very troubling. It's related to the circulatory system. It's a circulatory issue. It involves inflammation. It involves stagnation. It's the same idea. Here's the deal, Mike. You have other problems. Nobody just has Peyronie's disease. You follow?
Yes.
Okay. It's the other problems where you're going to work. You can't work on the Peyronie's disease any more than you can fix a leaf that's rotten on a tree. You know what I'm saying? I love that metaphor, and I use it all the time, and I don't want to belabor it, but it's very instructive when you think about it. You got leaves on a tree, right? The leaves are like your symptoms. Whether it's Peyronie's disease or toenail fungus or skin problems or whatever it is, those are leaves on the tree. Now, if you have rotting leaves on a tree, where do you want to work to fix the leaves? On the tree or on the leaves? You know what I'm saying? If you work on the leaves, you'll go crazy. There's too many leaves, and it won't even work. They're already done. The Peyronie's disease is a leaf, as are your other health issues. So we got to find the tree and the root. And the tree and the root are going to be the digestive system and the blood sugar system. And then probably the adrenal glands and the thyroid, but you can go a long way towards working on the digestion. So, Mike, you got to know you got some digestive stuff going on, correct?
Well, I'm not aware of that.
Well, find it. That's first of all, because as long as you got a stream of toxicity coming into the blood, and that's really what we're talking about here is dirty blood. You know, when we say circulatory issue, we mean dirty blood. Blood that's not functioning as it should, and the only way the blood becomes dirty is through the digestive system. So does that make sense so far?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so focus on that. If you can't find food allergies or food intolerances or things you're not processing correctly, you're not alone. Most people don't think of it that way. So that's important that we do that if we're going to have options to the medical model. So you work on the digestive system. Then you make sure you're staying on those liquid nutrients. I would suspect that you probably have blood sugar problems, correct? Or do you know?
I've had hypoglycemia all my life.
It sounds like it. This is how the body breaks down. This is the generic nature of the breakdown process that I've been talking about. So you got to work on your blood sugar as well. Those are the 2 fundamental points. The good news is because you're working at the root and at the trunk of the tree, the leaves are going to get better, all of them. So you don't even have to think about the leaves. You just work on the trunk and the root. And that means the Healthy Start Pack Same as Sue that we just talked to. The Healthy Start Pack, you probably want to throw in some sweeties also. And then if you're already doing the Healthy Start Pack, up it. Up your BTT, your Beyond Tangy Tangerine, up the Ultimate EFAs, and you may want to increase the dose on the Beyond OsteoFX, and then make sure you're doing a food diary to keep track of all the problem foods, and then you want to use all the digestive support strategy, of which the Biolumin Nightly Essence or the Root Beer Belly, if you don't want to spend the money, which I recommend you do, on the Biolumin Nightly Essence, the Root Beer Belly or the Flora FX are also probiotic supplements. You can also use the digestive enzymes. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Hope we helped you out. And let's see. Thank you, Mike. Let's see if we can grab one more before break, Doug.
All right, let's head to Southern California. And Carl, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, hello. Thank you very much.
What's up?
We've got a very bad skin condition.
Okay.
And Candace has very deep cracks. And then at night while she's sleeping, she gets little bumps on her feet and she itches them.
Okay, is that her feet? Is it mostly her extremities, her lower extremities?
She's got them. The deep wrinkles are through the whole body, especially on the arms and face. But the most recent condition has been itching on the bottom of the feet, keeping her up and not able to sleep at night.
And this is your wife, right?
Yes.
How old is she?
She's 60.
Okay, so there's got to be some other conditions. It sounds like a circulatory issue. Now, I would like you to describe more the body skin that you were talking about. Is it like her skin is sagging kind of thing?
No, it's not sagging. It's dry, but it's deep wrinkles.
Oh, around in the surface, or do they look deep?
On the surface. Yeah,
Okay, on the surface. Yes,
yeah.
It's all right. She sounds like a circulatory problem. Surprise, surprise. Everything's a circulatory problem. That means nutrients aren't getting delivered to the skin. Under conditions of nutrient deficiency, the body will pull in, contract its delivery of nutrition to the core because it doesn't have everything it needs. Are you with me? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So the skin will suffer, the hair will suffer, the nails will suffer. A good skincare professional, for example, will always look at the client's nails because you can tell about the nutritional status and how the body's processing chemistry, how the biochemistry is working by looking at the nails, also the skin and the hair, because the body under conditions of deficiency will deprive those areas first. So it sounds like that's what's occurring, and that means that something's not getting into the blood as it should. I said earlier how all disease really involves dirty blood. Well, it also involves lack of nutrients in the blood. It's really a combination of a lack of nutrients, oxygen, and dirt in the blood that is behind the disease process. So the body is not getting fed as it should, which means probably she's got something like leaky gut that's depriving her of her nutrients, and or she's just flat out not using nutrition correctly. Now, is she on a supplement program?
She just started 2 days ago.
Good.
The whole Young Living line, Longevity line, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, that'll help. So are you just new to Longevity?
Yes, she is.
Oh, and you yourself?
1 month.
Oh, good. Okay, this is perfect because I'm going to tell you the whole strategy here, okay? Healthy Start Pack. Everybody gets the Healthy Start Pack. And by the way, the good news here is the more nutritionally deficient we are, the faster our body turns it around. How cool is that? The more deficient we are, the faster our body turns it around. The more weight we need to lose, the faster the pounds drop off, and the sicker we are, the faster we turn it around. So your wife is going to notice some very significant differences, and it won't take very long if she does this thing correctly. So a Healthy Start Pack, she should be sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and then increasing her concentration or dose. You want to keep it to where she likes the taste, but you don't want to do it all at once because she may not be able to process it, and then you end up with some digestive issues. So sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, if she can do 12 or 15 of the Ultimate EFAs a day, that would be great, but at least 9. And then do a couple of capfuls, 1 to 2 capfuls of the Beyond OsteoFX. Now, she needs to work on the gut, too. The digestive system is very, very important for her. The fact that she's starting to itch is telling me that she's not, and her getting those cracks in her feet is telling me she's not getting her fats, and that usually means a digestive problem. Fats are tricky to absorb and digest. Probiotics, good bacteria. In my opinion, the Biolumin Nightly Essence is a must for you. That would be me. That's what I would buy. It's the Biolumin Nightly Essence, and I wouldn't be messing around. I'd be doing 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night, and then Ultimate Enzymes with all meals. Throw in a little bit of apple cider vinegar. That'll help her absorb her fats. There's tons more you can do, but that's a great place to start. And thanks so much for your call. Hope we helped you. We're going to take a break. If you're on hold, hang on. We'll get to you when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. sitting in for Doc today. We'll be back right after this. All right, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, talking to Carl in SoCal. You there, Carl?
Yes.
Okay, so it's the basics, my friend, and everything else will take care of itself. You can't focus on the skin. So important. And by the way, topically, there's some things you could do to relieve some of the surface discomfort. You know, some topical skincare products. But I'm trying to take care of the problem here, and that means nutrient delivery. And nutrient delivery, of course, means you have the nutrients and you're absorbing. Number one, you have the nutrients, and number two, you're absorbing them. That's why you do the Healthy Start Pack, and I'd be doing an increased dose, as I say, of the Ultimate EFAs, and then you work on the digestive system to make sure you're absorbing them. So you had something else you want to ask?
Yes, the diagnosis is Barrett's esophagus.
Okay, that's for you?
It's for my friend.
Okay.
And he just started taking the Healthy Body Digestion Pack, and I'm wondering, when can he go to the doctor to find out if he can get off his prescription of omeprazole?
Yeah, that should be his goal. Here's what you're going to do. First of all, for the listeners, Barrett's esophagus is serious business. I'm sure you know that, right? So you don't want to be messing around with Barrett's esophagus. That's when the reflux is so significant and so and goes on for such a long time that you start to get damage in the esophagus, and it can lead to cancer, and it's just it's a big mess. So you got to get to the bottom of it, and the pills are not going to get to the bottom of it, but until he gets to the bottom of it, they're going to stabilize him. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a good idea. You want to wean yourself off of them, ultimately. But he needs them for now because the acid is, if he's been diagnosed that way, it's nothing to mess around with. So you want to keep him stable while he finds out what the heck he's eating that's causing the problem. Okay? GERD, reflux disease, is eating disease. It means something he's eating is causing a response. You follow me? It's not magic. It doesn't just happen. It happens following something he's putting into his body. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, you can do all the wonderful things for the digestive system supplementally. Probiotics, the good bacteria, are a great way to address GERD, or constant reflux, gastroesophageal reflux, chronic. Probiotic deficiency can cause reflux issues. So making sure he's on the Biolumin Nightly Essence, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night, eating fermented foods. If he can do them, he may have a problem at this point with the fermented foods, but if he can do them, fermented foods, maybe fermented miso, he can get on the Jordan Rubin products, the Beyond Organic products, have him give the Amasai a shot, or the Suero V. Doing a Suero V fast can be very helpful. A Suero V cleanse for him, that can be very helpful. I can't tell you exactly when he can go back to his doctor to start weaning himself off, but gradually he's going to notice if he applies all these strategies, he feels a lot better. Last but not least, the Fucoid Z can be very, very soothing. And I would always use the Fucoid Z for any kind of irritation or degenerative digestive tract issues, including Barrett's esophagus. Okay?
Excellent. Thank you.
Good deal. Thanks for calling. All right. Let's see if we can get one more in. Doug?
All right. Let's head to New York. And Emeline, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Emeline.
Hey, good afternoon.
Greetings.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I would like to find out about dialysis.
Okay.
I am a dialysis patient.
Okay.
And I would like to come off the dialysis.
Okay, it's been done. It's been done a lot, actually. So here's the deal. Dialysis, by the time your kidneys need dialysis, they've been messed up, really significantly messed up, because the kidneys, they can run on, even when 80% or 85% is gone, they can still run. Not that high, maybe, but you can lose a lot of kidney function and still be okay. By the time you're into dialysis, it's been progressing a long time. That's the bad news. The good news is the cause is dirty blood. The kidney filters blood, and basically it becomes like a spaghetti strainer that gets clogged, or an air filter. Can you imagine your air filter? I just had to clean my air conditioner filter. That thing was filled with all kinds of crap and gook. I didn't even want to touch it. Well, your kidneys, basically, that's the same thing when you have kidney disease. Do you follow me, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so you got to clean the blood. In order to clean the blood, we got to figure out how it gets dirty, and thus the digestive system connection. That's how the blood gets dirty. So you got to clean the blood by correcting digestive health issues. Blood sugar is also a significant problem because blood sugar accumulation will damage the very tiny and sophisticated chemistry and blood vessels of the kidneys. So working on the blood sugar with the Sweeties and the whole Healthy Start Pack. And that's really the whole story here, you guys. Good health is a question largely of good nutrition, and it's nothing to do with medicine. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You've been listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program for Doc and for Doug and for all the folks at the CBS Radio Network. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order PureWorks.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Youngevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local Youngevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the Ultimate Tangy Tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables, and besides that, they're not as good as Tangy Tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy Tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities. If you're the type of person who likes to volunteer and help others, this should interest you. What better way to help people than to help them overcome their health challenges? Youngevity has been helping people overcome their health challenges for years. Our approach to health is drastically different than medical doctors who mostly only treat symptoms. As a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that many common disease states are actually preventable and reversible. Our mission at Youngevity is to educate Americans about their own health. If you like helping people, join us in our fight to save America. While you're helping people prevent and overcome health challenges, you will also be able to build a lucrative home-based business. So what are you waiting for? Come join us and help save America. If you've decided to join us, call your local Youngevity associate to find out how you can arm yourself with the knowledge that's needed to save America.
Numerous studies have shown the link between the intake of antioxidants and disease prevention. Foods and supplements are measured in an ORAC scale. ORAC is an acronym for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. In other words, the ability to remove disease-causing free radicals from the human body. Youngevity's Cell Shield RTQ has an ORAC value of 15,800 points per serving. Cell Shield RTQ contains resveratrol, known as an anti-aging compound, turmeric, known for promoting healthy digestion, brain function, immune system, and cellular longevity. Quercetin, a flavonoid, is known for promoting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy lung and cardiovascular function. Remove free radicals from your body with Cell Shield RTQ from Youngevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.